So first of all, if you want to create a NumPy one-dimensional array or any dimensional array in NumPy, because NumPy is a third-party library of Python, we need to install it. So how we can install it? We just need to use one tool of Python, that is pip. And you need to give the instruction that pip install the desired library. So I want to install NumPy. So just type here NumPy and just press run. And you can see we are getting started. That means it is running. This cell is running here. And the output is requirement already satisfied. It gives me this output because in my system NumPy is already installed. In your system, maybe it will take some time to install. Now, after installation, it is stored in the site packages. Now we need to import it. So directly you can say import NumPy. To run this code directly, I'm going to click on Shift plus Enter, or you can press this Run button also. Now, so first of all, I'm going to start with creating one-dimensional array in NumPy. So directly I'm using here a equals to NumPy dot, and just to press tab here to get the function out of it. So I'm using your array function to create a one-dimensional array of Python. Now, here I'm just going to typecast my list into an array. So a similar type of array I can put here, similar type of element. So here you can see, because array is a homogeneous type of data, is a collection of homogeneous type of data. So I'm just using the same type of data here. Let's run this code by using Shift plus Enter, or you can click on this Run button as well. Now, let me check the value of A here. See, this is an array. Now, let me check the type of this A as well. Type of A is a NumPy ND array. ND array means n-dimensional array, and here n is 1. If you want to check the dimension, directly you can check a.ndim. Will give you the dimension of this array. And you can see the dimension of this array is A. The same way, if I'm using a dot size, will give me the number of element inside this A. And a dot d type will tell you the data type inside this array. So here we have all the value in integer, so the output is in integer. Okay, the data type is integer here. Again, we have lots of other things also. We have length of this A also will give you the collection of elements here. So here in this array, we have 5 collection of elements here. So 5 is the answer for this length as well. Now there's a difference between size and length, which we will discuss in another video also. Then we have much more things are there. If I want to access the maximum value, you can see the maximum value of this A is 7. The same way, if I want to access the minimum value of this array, I can use here the min function, which is already predefined in this NumPy. And I can use here the mean value as well directly. I can get the sign value also. So NumPy dot sign of that A will give me each sign value a sign of 3, 7, 1, 3, and 8, and so on. So lots of other mathematical operations are there which you can do here. You can see. So this is how you can create a one-dimensional array in NumPy. Now, we have other methods also by which you can create a one-dimensional array. But we will discuss it later. Now, let me tell you one more thing. If I'm using here A equals to NumPy dot array. Now, here I'm using 5, 9, 3.6, and 7. Here you can see I'm not using here same type of data. Here I'm using one float and rest of the value is integer. So let's see whether it is valid in array or not. Let's run this code. You can see here, because array is a collection of only homogeneous type of data. So here we have all the integer value except one value is float. So when we are going to use here the float value here, like suppose if I have this value as float, one value is float and the rest of the values are integer. In that case, when we are going to convert the float value into integer like 3, it will lose the data. No, so in that case, we are going to convert all the value into float. So 5.0, 9.0, 3.6, and 7.0. So it is stored all the value into integer because it is a dynamically type of data. Python is dynamically type of data. That's why directly it converts all the data into float to convert all the data into homogeneous type of data. Now, let's run this code one more time. Or let me, the same way, if you want to check the type of A, you can see the output is again the NumPy array. Now, The next thing is, let me create some more array here just to show you some more things about it. See, here if I'm using here a equals to np dot, not np. If you want, you can create an alias name also for this numpy, which we will discuss later. np dot array. Now, you can just use shift plus tab to get this information. You can see, you can define the object as well as the data type also. Suppose for the same data, control C and V, when you're going to run this code, you will get the data, all the data into float. I want the data into, suppose in integer. So in that case, directly you can use d type equals to integer. I don't want the data in float. I want the data into integer. So in that case, you can directly define the d type here. So enter, and you can see all the values converted into integer now. Suppose if I want the value into a string, so you can see all the value converted into string. If you want all the value into complex, you can see all the value converted into complex. So this is how you can create a one-dimensional array in NumPy.